Hello everybody, welcome to Bobonomics. I'm Bobo, and today I'm bringing you a first place, undefeated, pure Morphtronics deck profile. That's right, this is my favorite archetype for those of you that don't know, Morphtronics, and sometimes I try and just adapt it to the format to make it as competitive as possible. Without Hulk and the Rorodon, it's pretty bad, but somehow, I guess I made it work today. I'm getting first place, going undefeated. Today's also the day of the 2022 World Cup final where Messi finally got his World Cup, so it's been a good, victorious day today. So, I'm going to try and keep this really quick, because I know a lot of you guys are like Virtual World fans, or don't really know Morphtronics that well. I'll try and explain some along the way, but I'm still going to go pretty fast. I have a lot of details I want to share, but I just don't want to, drag it on, or, go into too much detail and run out of storage or something, which has happened before. So, I'm just going to do this all in one take real quick. So, I got 3 Morphtronic Self-Ons here, arguably the best guy. He summons a Morphtronic monster from deck by excavating with a die roll. Smartphone, he excavates with a die roll and adds a Morphtronic card. Telephone, you might know him for the FDK. He just special summons Morphtronics from my grave based on die roll. Usually I'm summoning a level 1, so, any die roll would summon the card I want. So these guys are the 3 big pieces of the engine that are the best. Now I'm playing 3 Scopin. He doesn't do anything, but I wanted to play 3 because I just needed more names. I found myself lacking monsters, and a level 3 tuner with a level 1 non-tuner makes Herald, which is very valuable in these times. 3 Remoten, one of the best as well. Machine dupable, all mirageable, and has a good relevant effect while being a level 3 tuner, so that's more than enough reason to play him. And I played 2 Scannon. He was like the worst today. Might end up cutting one or just, playing less, something like that, but he's alright, can search any Morphtronic spell or trap, and I do play a couple. Hand traps, 3 DD Crow, all 3 different rarity. Fun fact, hopefully I'm going to get matching rarities soon. But, these guys are just really good, obviously, for Tier Shizu, and they're actually searchable in this deck. And I'll explain how, I guess, when I get there. Playing the Bestial package. So, these are just the only Bestials I own. I probably would play like 2 and 2 if I could, and then maybe Desires as well, we'll see, but yeah, just very good versus Tier Shizu, and gives me the extra body or extra damage I need a lot of times. And Scopin is the light, and DD Crow is the dark, so that kind of helps me fuel on my own turn as well. Some cool synergy is Magna can also search a Saravis if I need to, so playing him, he's been good so far. Like I said, this is pretty well adapted for Tier Shizu, and I actually went 3-0 today versus 3 different Tier Shizu players at my locals. So it was only a 3-round, 10-person tournament. It was pretty short, not a huge event or anything. But the fact that I played only meta, and like these guys were good players. They're not like complete scrubs or anything. Some have tops and all that. So was pretty glad that I prepared for Tier Shizu because my side deck didn't matter at all, and I just kind of picked this up on the fly. I don't have like multiple copies of staples, so I didn't get to adapt my side deck that much, so it's a little scrappy. But my main deck is pretty much how I'd like it, outside of like more cards like Bestials that I'd want to own. But I played 2 Ash, underrated I think, especially versus Tier Shizu, and I just need more monsters in this deck. Like you need monsters whether it's for Dimension Dice or 1-for-1. So no imperms or anything, just the Ash Blossoms. Onto the spells. I'll scoop these up a bit, I guess. Playing the Dimension Dice package. This searches Dimension Dice. And this is the new stuff for Morphtronics that I haven't played yet. First time I played them in real life, they performed pretty well. I almost played 2 Dimension Dice, but I'm really glad I didn't because him not being once per turn came up a lot. Helped me push through things, and obviously I need a monster for him to be good and require setup, so it's not a 1-card combo, but really good help make getting Telephone or Self-On out more consistent, which is pretty much what I need to set myself apart and abuse those non-once per turn effects. So then I got the 1-ofs, Called By. Play 1 Cosmic just for extra back row hate. And I only have 1 Ultra, so it looks nice. Called By is good generically, and I get stopped by like 1 Ash a lot. Monster Reborn, mandatory in almost every Morphtronic list in my opinion, just because of the non-once per turns. 1-for-1 gives me access to my best cards. And then, the non-engine cards, well, that is a 2-of Machine Dupe. Could play 3, it was really good for me today. Resolve 2 in 1 turn once, so I can see an argument for 3, but this deck is pretty bricky. I bricked twice completely unplayable going first. One of those I won, but, I was lucky my opponent just messed up. Like I said, it was versus Tier Shizu, so you don't want to be bricking or else you're usually losing. But then my Morphtronic cards, playing 1 Gadget Box just because it's searchable with Scannon. It's always a Morphtronic card. it was really good for me today. I honestly might even like up this to 1, but yeah, you just have to know how to play around its restriction. But overall, it was good. 2 converters, also a really good card. I've considered playing 3. Could eventually, but yeah, the Morphtronic names are important to get hits off smartphone and be able to search things off scanning. And then I'm playing the 1 trap. Good in the graveyard, kind of just as an extender. But yeah, I never used its actual like spell return effect. But good to have 1 trap, I guess. It is searchable, and I usually started out going second. So that's that. That's the main deck, 41 cards. Not much I would change. I mentioned pretty much the things that were good and not good. So this is not refined, but I'm going to be, adapting it a lot. Hopefully. I'm probably not going to take this to a huge event or anything, but it's my favorite deck, so I tinker with it when I can. Extra deck real quick. I'm only playing 2 synchro.